Web2 marketing strategies usually don't include building communities because they won't bring significant product promotion and revenue benefits. At Web3, community involvement is vital. The community can be your most important asset in strengthening your brand and growing your project. To competently work with this method of attracting an audience, you must create a unique internal culture, and for this, you need to understand your audience and speak the same language. Web3 communities are examples of ideal democracy, where participants can influence project decisions. I devoted this video to working with the community, which I suggest you view. Be sure you are following this channel. More to come in the future. The community is one of the few marketing tools that is both the engine and fuel for spreading the word about the project. Building a solid community will make you loyal customers, your best advocates and ambassadors. As targeting becomes more complex, brands will have to spend more time and effort building communities that people want to join, because they will provide them with concrete value. Connecting directly with your audience does not turn your audience into a community. When brands celebrate their biggest fans and give some perks and benefits, it's one-way, one-to-many interaction. The shift from one-to-many to many-to-many engagement models involves a fundamental change in value from audience reach and monetization to networking and co-creation. As a brand, instead of being at the center of all activity and value creation, you become a facilitator and connector around a shared passion or purpose. And while you can still organize everything, it still means gradually giving up some control, shifting to empowering a group of like-minded people who come together to collaborate and share value. If your project involves a token and decentralization, you can create a DAO. This is a level of community engagement where your token holders can influence product decisions and be brand advocates. The main difference between DAOs and traditional enterprises is that DAOs generally don't work within established legal framework. Many DAOs are unincorporated associations. An example of how the DAO can influence product decisions is the Uniswap community, which voted to deploy the third version and the BNB chain network. However, investors from the A16Z fund were against it and tried their best to prevent it. And there is a negative example when the project disregards the community's opinion and undermines trust. It's about blockchain project Arbitrum, which conducted an airdrop and created a DAO. The DAO Arbitrum Management Fund allocated 700 million ARB tokens from the DAO's coffers, equivalent to almost $1 billion, to pay for its work without discussion. So, if you plan to create a DAO in the future, think a lot about organizational moments. The DAO format is not suitable for everyone, but I will tell you how to build a community right now and go through each point in detail. Step number 1. Decide what you want to achieve with your community. For example, you can create and promote decentralized applications or help users understand and learn how to use blockchain technology. The goal depends on the specific of your project and the value you bring to people with this project. Be clear, transparent in processes and inclusive. How to do it? Learn Web3 culture and your audience and understand why people do something and not another. For this, you need to be in the Web3 space. Use DeFi products and digital assets. Read the news. Attend events offline and in metaspaces. Communicate with everyone who can give feedback on your product and become its ambassador. Emotional connections are born from the feelings that arise when people realize that some of their ambitions can be realized if aligned with the aspirations of a particular business and its brand. Step number 2. Start building communities in social networks. Web3 takes a slightly different approach to social media than what we are used to in Web2. Facebook and Instagram are not relevant for promoting blockchain projects. On the one hand, they scare off technical specialists with a lot of advertising and the fact that they trade data. On the other hand, censorship in these social networks doesn't allow talking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects. Therefore, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Reddit, and Medium became the main Web2 social networks promoting blockchain projects. Such blockchain projects like Uniswap, Aave, Celo, zkSync, and Polygon have hundreds of thousands or millions followers on these social networks. And the question is not only in quantity but also in activity and involvement. You're probably seen how sometimes projects have public battles on Twitter, and an active community helps your favorite companies get more attention. In addition to the social networks I mentioned, decentralized social networks such as Steemit, Mirror, Blue Sky Social, Amino, ContraSocial, or Mastodon are actively developing. You shouldn't forget about them and use the opportunity to find your audience. And if you want to create your own social network, you can use a blockchain like Lens protocol. It's adapted for such tasks, so you can build your community in your social network. Step number 3. Work with content marketing. Create content that creates value and benefits. Unfortunately, many articles and content on websites are designed for SEO optimization and don't make any sense. Platforms like Redel allow storytellers, publishers, production companies, and NFT projects to publish and distribute multimedia content immediately on the blockchain without special technical knowledge. The number of such interactive platforms will constantly increase, accelerating the mass adoption of Web3. A well-made and active YouTube channel can also cover the need for content. This can help build trust and loyalty among your community members. Step number 4. Develop a program to find and attract members. For example, you can hold webinars and contests or create engaging content for social networks to draw people's attention to your community. Also, I recommend hosting online and offline events and meetups to bring your community together and encourage engagement. You can host hackathons, conferences, or social events to foster connections and relationships among community members. For example, Celo Foundation gathers people and projects interested in the DeFi direction. They have an active community on Twitter, often organize their meetups and hackathons, and participate in DeFi and environmental events. Another example is zkSync, an Ethereum scaling solution. The product unites developers and blockchain enthusiasts primarily due to its technology, as well as activity in social networks, participation in events, organization of bug bounties, and support of initiatives. Step number 5. Reward active community members and create your own loyalty program. People value different types of rewards. The challenge for brands is developing programs that identify and respond to differences in activity. First, you can track community members' data on the chain through transactions. This is public information if you have a person's crypto wallet number. You can see what people buy and offer them something they want. If a user has purchased 10 NFTs with the works of contemporary artists in the last 6 months, then you can provide an exclusive NFT or a meeting with this artist. Incorporating game dynamics into a loyalty program has increased engagement and captured attention. Starbucks has done this with its Odyssey application, where users can choose their avatar, complete educational quests, play mini games, and trade their assets with the app for base and exclusive rewards. Also, there are platforms for rewarding communities like Zealy or Alpha Guilty. They create conditions, activations, airdrops, game mechanics that accelerate the community's growth. You can use something similar to work with your community. Step number 6. Engage with influencers who have a following in the blockchain community. They can help spread the word about your project and community and help attract new users. Step number 7. Support and encourage a positive collaboration, diversity, and inclusion culture. This can help create a welcoming environment for new users and foster community among members. Creating comics or memes and encouraging community members to create some funny content about your project is a good idea. Step number 8. Continuously refine and improve. Evaluate your strategy based on feedback from community members and metrics such as user engagement and growth. This can help ensure your community remains relevant and valuable to its members. That's all for today. I wish you Web3 business growth, attracting the right audience, and building a loyal community which can support your project and inspire you to improve. Thanks for watching and see you in the following video.